Okay, Alexander, let's do a really quick video on Hunter Biden. And, well, it must be good to be in the club, in the elitist globalist club, as Hunter Biden is, because we have this story out of Zero Hedge and the Washington Free Beacon. And the title goes like this: Broke and unemployed Hunter Biden slapped with $450,000 tax lien, which was resolved in 6 days. For a guy claiming to be broke and unemployed in January in order to avoid paying child support, Hunter Biden was able to resolve, in single quotes, resolve a $450,000 tax lien in mid-July, just 6 days after it was issued. This is from the Washington Free Beacon. Although Biden claimed that he was broke, he was living in a $12,000 per month Hollywood Hills rental home and spotted driving a $129,000 Porsche Panamera in Beverly Hills. After a judge ordered Biden to turn over his financial records and travel to Arkansas for a deposition, the former lobbyist agreed to settle the case with Roberts. And so, Alexander, the money was paid for. We don't really know who paid for it, but his debts were wiped clean. And the case that he has with the child support case goes back to an Arkansas stripper that he got pregnant and he fathered her child. And so, he has to pay child support for that, and he wasn't, I guess. He wasn't paying it. So that is Hunter Biden, Alexander, close to $500,000 in debt and wiped off the books just like that.
In 6 days. I mean, it must be very, very comfortable to be broke and Hunter Biden. I mean, clearly being broke and Hunter Biden is not like most people being broke. It's obviously a completely new form of being broke because we live in an expensive place. We have a very flashy car and we can raise a sum, not far off $500,000 in 6 days. So he's obviously not broke. I mean, that's the first thing to say. I mean, no doubt there may be people supporting him, and I'm absolutely willing to accept that, but he is not broke by any conceivable stretch of the imagination. He is a very rich man who is part of a very, very wealthy elite, and he doesn't pay taxes, because these people don't pay taxes, except sometimes when he's put under pressure, he finds the money to pay the taxes, and he's able to do it very fast and move on, enjoying the same lifestyle that he has always had. So, this is a good example of how life works for the people who belong to the elite in the United States. The same rules that apply to them don't apply to everyone else. They live in a completely different bubble, and when they say they are broke, they mean something completely different from what we think of as broke. People, everybody else outside that bubble. I would add even very rich people can become broke, and in that case, they are genuinely broke. They don't find access to $500,000 in 6 days. Hunter Biden is not in that category.
Yeah. According to the Washington Free Beacon, quote, the younger Biden owed $238,562.76 in state income taxes from 2017 and $215,328.16 in state income taxes from 2018, according to records from the District of Columbia's Office of Tax and Revenue. The District of Columbia filed a $453,890 lien against him on July 9. Yet 6 days later, on July 15, Hunter was released from the tax lien, as confirmed to the Beacon by a spokesman from DC's Office of the Chief Financial Officer after the tax issue was resolved. And some more info on a lien. Harvey Bezzosi, a tax expert who specializes in large-scale debt negotiations, said the only way to get a lien released is to pay the settlement in full, often through a payment plan, penalty abatement, or other compromise with the government, or to prove the lien was filed in error. He said liens can take months or years to resolve. It drags on, he said. 6 days had to be some kind of expeditious kind of process for this. Washington Free Beacon says. Alexander, yeah, well, Hunter Biden, there you go.
One other big question. I mean, he owed all this tax. What was the income that, created the liability for all this tax? Did it come from Burisma Holdings, perhaps? I mean, I just asked the question. I mean, I don't know, because clearly he must have been earning quite, or rather, his income must have been pretty high for him to owe tax at this level. So he's obviously someone with resources, but he obviously had very substantial resources. And at some point or other, the US tax authorities found out about them. Who knows? Maybe he reported them. I'm not, making any assertions there, but clearly there was a substantial income stream at some level and at some point, and it was passing to him. So where was it coming from? Who was paying, Hunter all that money? Or, what investments does it have? And could some gentleman in Ukraine have had something to do with it?
Yeah, well, he was making $80,000 a month. We do know that. While fighting with his...
But 80,000 a month I would have thought, led to an even higher tax bill than this.
Yeah, and let's not forget he was making money from China as well. So, he had multiple income streams, let's put it that way. While fighting with his baby mama, an Arkansas stripper, Biden said in a court filing, and I quote Alexander, I quote, "I attest that I am unemployed and have had no monthly income since May 2019. Adding, I currently have significant debts, in part as a result of obligations arising from my divorce, which was final in April 2017. So he told the court that he was indeed unemployed and that he was broke and that he did have these debts. So,
well, there you go. So some debts clearly matter, and other debts simply disappear, because that seems to be what has been able to happen. I mean, I'm not suggesting. I mean, he may have been able to sort of get this money from someone, but who? Why? Why was he able to get? And how is he able to live this extremely, frankly, wealthy lifestyle? I mean, it doesn't sound like a broke person to me, at least not in any sense that I understand that word. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's the first unemployed broke person I know that lives in a $12,000 a month mansion and drives a $130,000 Porsche.
Exactly.
If that's broke, then sign me up.
Well, exactly.
Sign me up.
And again, I'm going to make a further observation here. This is you got this information from Zero Hedge. It's certainly not national news. I can remember
Washington Free Beacon.
Washington Free Beacon, and I can remember a long time ago, the activities of, say, Jimmy Carter's brother. This is way back in the 70s, were big news, and he did nothing on this scale. And the media this time are barely touching this story. I mean, you're reduced to places like the Washington Free Beacon, which I'm not saying it's a worthy news site, and the same with Zero Hedge, a very worthy news site. But the New York Times, the Washington Post, MSNBC, CNN, they're not interested in the story. They don't see it. Doesn't exist for them. It's all unimportant. It's of no consequence. It's irrelevant. So the result is the vast majority of the people of the United States are not aware of this, that the man that they standing for president in November, his son has, well, let's say, questions to answer.
Yeah. My final question, Alexander, is that this is political in nature. In other words, they're cleaning up Hunter Biden's record as the election approaches in November. I mean, they're wiping his debts clean, and they're going to scrub. I imagine they're going to scrub a lot of articles about him in social media, or at least Google will downgrade those in the search. So, I mean, they're going to rehabilitate him in the prospect that Biden may win in November, or at least heading up to the vote. They're going to rehabilitate as much of the Biden family, let's put it that way, as possible going into the vote.
Well, this is exactly the point, because, of course, he's also in a happy position that his past does not exist, because it will be erased. I mean, we will see, just as this story isn't a story in the United States, or in Britain, by the way, the events leading up to this, all the things we've been hearing, Burisma, Ukraine, all of that clearly doesn't exist for the people in the media. They don't talk about it, and you will see all those stories downgraded, vanished away, so that come the election in November, nobody's talking about them.
Yeah. All right, we'll leave it there. This is a short video. Interesting story. We just wanted to relay that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Very interesting.
Because Hunter Biden obviously played a key role in what was going on in Ukraine and Ukraine Gate and Russia Gate and all that stuff that was going on there. Alexander Mercurs, thank you very much. Guys, you like this video, click on the subscribe button. Hit that like, drop us a comment down below. Please donate to us on PayPal, Patreon, and subscribe star. We are employed. We don't have debts, but we're not living in $12,000.
No, we certainly are not. No.
I'm not driving a Porsche, $130,000.
No, definitely not. I mean, we work very hard for what we do, by the way. For all our work, you can see it, the results of it in our programs. I mean, we work extremely hard. I mean, Alex works, he does twice a day's work in one day, and I do quite a lot of work too, and long into the night hours. So we are a very hard-working company.
All right. And Alexander, for all our hard work, we also have a Duran shop where you can buy magic mugs, magic hats, awesome t-shirts, and a quick shout out to our friends at Patriotic Legacy as well. Let's do a 30-second shout out to the Duran shop, the Patriotic Legacy, and wrap up this video.
Absolutely. Just to talk first about the Patriotic Legacy, what Alex is referring to is this amazing product, which is the Patriot Beacon, which our friends at the Patriotic Legacy make. It's the best flashlight in the world. It's, if you want to search out the dark places, find out, what Hunter Biden is hiding, well, you switch on the torch and it shows brilliantly, extraordinary light. You can find anything in the darkest place with this, and you can dim it. You've got people around you, so you don't want to blind them. And if you're walking down a dark road and you want to alert oncoming traffic, say, to the fact that you're there, you can flash it like that. Or if you want to draw attention other ways, there's an alarm. And if you get lost, there's a compass in the handle, and it's solar powered, so it will never run out of you, because all you have to do is leave it out in the sun. And of course, it's got its port there, so you can recharge your smartphone or your tablet or your laptop if they run out. And of course, it's also incredibly useful as a tool. So you need to use it as a hammer, or in case of an accident, break a windscreen. You've got the ability to do that, or you can cut somebody out of a seatbelt. There's a seatbelt cutter there. So Alex calls this the Swiss Army knife of flashlights, which it is. You see how many things it can do, but it's also the best flashlight in the world. It is strong, beautiful, rugged, feels indestructible, gives you extraordinary confidence. It is made in the United States by our friends at Patriotic Legacy, and it ships all over the world. At the end of this program, Alex will tell you how to get one. And Alex mentioned our shop and our wonderful products. You see our amazing magic mugs. Here's one with the flag of the US. We've got, well, this is Greece there. You can see Greece. Smaller mug there. I think this is Britain. You'll find lots of mugs with lots of flags. If you're looking for the flag of your own country, just wait a little, it'll come, or drop us a line. But you can also find our amazing shirts. We're expanding our line of shirts, all of them amazing, all 100% cotton, by the way. We've got ebooks, we've got all of these things, and you support our hardworking and diligent and honest company by buying from our shop and supporting us that way. So come to our shop, support the Duran, get yourself a Patriot Beacon. Alex will tell you.
You can find the link for the Duran shop underneath this video in the description box down below, theduranshop.com. And you'll also find a link to our friends at Patriotic Legacy underneath this video. And you will find our special code, which gives you 20% off anything you purchase from the Patriotic Legacy website, including the Patriot Beacon 3. That's 20% off if you use the code Duran20. That is Duran20 at checkout. Put that code in and you will get 20% off. You'll find a link to all the information on the Patriotic Legacy underneath this video as well. Alexander Mercurs, thank you very much. Until next time, everybody, take care.